know which Pokemon died? Or what does Team Rocket really stand for? These are 31 Pokemon questions you definitely can't answer. So let's start from the easiest ones. What is the meaning of Pokemon? The correct answer is Poketo Monsuta. The word Pokemon is derived from the Japanese term Poketo Monsuta, which translates to pocket monsters. Where is Ash's dad? He did not go to get milk. Ash's dad, even though we don't know his name or identity, is on a journey as a trainer. In the second episode of the series, Delia mentions that it took Ash's father 4 days to travel from Pallet Town to Viridian City when on his own Pokemon journey. So Ash's dad is still likely on his own journey as a trainer. I just don't know why she would tell Ash that much without at least mentioning his name. Which begs the question, who created this series? The answer is Satoshi Tajiri. Satoshi Tajiri is the creator of the Pokemon franchise and the Game Freak game company. His peculiar obsession with bug collecting as a boy is what inspired him to create Pokemon, a $120 billion franchise. How many original Pokemon were there? 131 or 151? If you said 131, you'd be wrong. You see, the first generation of the Pokemon franchise features only the original 151 pocket monsters introduced to the 1996 core video game series, Pokemon Red and Blue. So, since there were 151 Pokemon originally, tell me, which Pokemon is number 151 on the Pokedex? The correct answer is Mew! Mew is the 151st Pokemon on the Pokedex, and it's a rare and powerful psychic type. It's very rare to see one, but Ash managed to catch one during his journey. But is Mew the rarest Pokemon though? Tell me, what Pokemon is the rarest? Mew, Mewtwo, Celebi, or Jirachi? The answer is Celebi! Celebi is a legendary psychic type that is so rare, it's often called the Mirage Pokemon. These are just the first set of questions. These next ones can only be answered by 50% of you. And to up the ante, you only have a second to answer it before I reveal the answer. So, let's begin. Who is the first Pokemon to die in the series? The correct answer is Pikachu! As I mentioned in a previous video, Pikachu, an electric-type Pokemon, died from getting shocked by a chandelier in the 23rd episode of the series alongside his trainer. Pikachu and Ash were ghosts for the better half of this episode, but when they saw Brock and Misty crying over their cold bodies, they decided it was time for their ghosts to return into their bodies. This is how they came back from the dead! Who is the god of all Pokemon? The answer is Arceus. This normal-type mythical Pokemon is the creator of the Pokemon universe, and thus the closest that the Pokemon world has to a god. When Arceus hatched from its egg, it brought with it time, space, and antimatter in the form of the creation trio. Arceus being a god just means that you can't just find it anywhere. So it begs another question. What is the most common Pokemon? Caterpie, Rattata, or Pidgey? If you chose Rattata, then you are right! Rattata is a small, normal type, and it's so common that it's often considered to be a pest. Remember how I told you I couldn't answer question 10? Well, try your luck. What does the Rocket in Team Rocket stand for? I will give you 3 seconds to think about this one, starting now! Apparently, it stands for Raid on City, Knock Out Evil Tusks. I don't know the reason behind this acronym, but I know that I will knock you out if you don't subscribe to my channel. Just kidding. See, you would have known the answer to this question if you watched my videos because I have mentioned it in this video and this one. How many animated theatrical Pokemon films have there been? As of the time of this video, there have been 23 theatrical Pokemon movies, 3 movie-length special episodes, and 1 live-action movie. This one is kinda tough. Which Pokemon's Pokedex entry mentions an Indian elephant? Luxray, Machoke, Raichu, or Cufant? The correct answer is Raichu! Raichu's Pokedex entry from Pokemon Fire Red states that its electric charges can reach even 100,000 volts. Careless contact can cause even an Indian elephant to faint. Woo! What Pokemon type has the most Mega Evolved Pokemon? You see, there is at least 1 Mega Evolved Pokemon of every type. However, Psychic has the most, with 10 Pokemon, while both Ice and Electric have the fewest, with 2 each. Mega Evolutions are such a cool concept. But where did Mega Stones that allow Pokemon to Mega Evolve come from? According to Professor Sycamore, Mega Stones are the result of evolution stones being irradiated by the power of Xerneas X or Sveltal Y, the legendary Pokemon of life and destruction, when AZ first used the ultimate weapon. Which of these towns is located in Sinnoh? Floaroma Town or Azalea Town? I know it's definitely not Azalea Town because it is an isolated town located on the southern peninsula of Johto region, whereas Floaroma Town is in Sinnoh and is known for its honey and vividly scented flowers that are growing everywhere. These next questions are going to be really hard for 70% of you guys, meaning only true Pokemon fans will have a chance at answering them. Okay, tell me which is the only evolved Pokemon with the highest catch rate? I bet you didn't know it was Watchog with a catch rate of 255. I bet that you also didn't know the answer to this. What is the only Pokemon type that has not been represented by a gym leader? Never have I ever seen a gym leader that specializes in Dark-type Pokemon. Have you? Speaking of Dark, tell me, are there Pokemon that attack for fun? Yep. Not only are there Pokemon that attack for fun, there are a ton of Pokemon that commit awful crimes. There's Hypno, who literally hypnotizes and takes children. Gengar, who unalives people by scaring them so badly. There's also Yamask, who is literally the soul of a human. I could never keep a Yamask in my party. How could I? When it could be the soul of my great-great-grand Pokemon. This is Pikachu. But do you know how its name was created? The name Pikachu was formed by the blending of two Japanese mimetic terms. Pika, representing the sound of an electric spark, and Chu, mimicking the sound made by a mouse. What is the shortest completed series of the anime? The correct answer is the XY series, which only has 140 episodes. We're talking seasons. Then season 13, Diamond and Pearl, Sinnoh League Victors, has the lowest number of episodes, having a total of 34 episodes. Moving on to a little nastier question. Which Pokemon's poop is mentioned in the Pokemon White's Pokedex? Meowth, Darumaka, or Dunsparce? The answer is Darumaka. As its Pokedex entry reads, Darumaka's droppings are hot, so people used to put them in their clothes to keep themselves warm. Have you ever wondered why Growlithe can't learn the move Growl? I mean, its name literally has Growl in it, so why can't it use Growl? Growlithe cannot use Growl because of differences in translation. Growlithe's Japanese name is Guardy, while the Japanese name for the move Growl is Cry. I hope these are not getting too hard for you. Stay with me now. What is the only mono-type Pokemon that can learn acupressure? This guy, Maractus. What Pokemon gains the most weaknesses upon evolution? The correct answer is Eevee! Why wouldn't it get really weak? It can literally evolve into 8 different Pokemon. I call that an evolution. But Eevee is weakest when it evolves into Leafeon, because then it gains Fire, Flying, Bug, Ice, Poison type abilities. The more abilities it gains, the weaker Eevee gets. The next question isn't just about Pokemon, and only true anime fans will be able to answer it. Which of these two share the name of a famous Dragon Ball Z character in Japanese? Articuno or Caracosta? It's Articuno! In Japanese, Articuno and the Dragon Ball Z antagonist Frieza are both called Frieza. What actor did fans want to be the voice behind Pikachu for the Detective Pikachu movie when it was announced? Keanu Reeves, Danny DeVito, Patrick Stewart, or Alec Baldwin? You have 3 seconds to think about it. Fans wanted Danny DeVito to do it. You see, even though Ryan Reynolds ended up voicing Pikachu in the movie, a lot of fans preferred Danny DeVito. There was even a petition for DeVito to do it, but sadly DeVito was just not interested. We are stepping into the final level of the hardest questions, which I can guarantee only 0.001% of you can answer. Only the best of Pokemon trainers can answer this. You have half a second to answer these questions before I reveal the answer. What is the first word ever muttered by Meowth in the entire series? The first time Meowth ever spoke was in the 2nd episode, and what it said was,
We're all sorry to see your face. Stay focused. We're here to capture rare and unusual Pokemon.
When was the first time Mega Evolution was featured in the anime? That would be in the special episode Mewtwo, Prologue to Awakening. Here, Mewtwo was shown to be capable of changing between its regular form and Mega Mewtwo Y, in which its speed was dramatically boosted, being capable of moving faster than the blink of an eye. The same Mewtwo also played a major role in Genesect and The Legend Awakened, once again demonstrating its Mega Evolution capabilities. How many types of Pokemon are there? There are 18. Count with me. Normal, Fire, Water, Grass, Flying, Fighting, Poison, Electric, Ground, Rock, Psychic, Ice, Bug, Ghost, Steel, Dragon, Dark, and Fairy. 18 Pokemon types. Which Pokemon are number 18 and 50 in the national dex? Is it Pidgeot and Diglett, Psyduck and Diglett, or Voltorb and Pidgeot? The correct answer is A, Pidgeot and Diglett. Psyduck is number 54 and Voltorb is number 100. But Pidgeot is number 18 and Diglett is number 50. For the final question, I want you to answer the question, are Pokemon prisoners in the world of Pokemon. Once you capture that little critter in your Pokeball, it's yours. You have ownership over the animal. Now, 90% of the time, this is beneficial to both parties, and the Pokemon and trainer become best friends. But what about that other 10%? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Are Pokemon prisoners or not? I'm not gonna answer this for you, but I will leave you with this. Did you know some Pokemon have even died saving their master's life? If you want to find out, I will be waiting for you in the video you see on your screen right now. See you there!